Welcome, Cancer and Cancer cross-watchers. So I do apologize for my voice. I'm under the weather today. Excuse me. So we're going to get where you are, where you're headed, what's hidden or what you need to know, and then we're going to do a card for the next love interest, and whether you like them or not, just the next person that has a romantic interest in you for Cancer Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. So, excuse me. With that said, I hope you guys are all having a great week. And I do apologize if these are out a little bit late. But I'm sure that you can hear in my voice that I'm not feeling the greatest. So Cancer, it actually feels, I'm kind of getting like a real, almost like a downtrodden energy from this card. I feel like you're very, very disappointed in the options that you are looking at. And I actually feel like it feels a little bit, don't be mad at me, okay? Excuse me, but it feels like you are looking at two crap options, trying to figure out like how you, if it's possible for you to kind of fit those options into where you need them. And I actually feel like it's almost like there's this sign behind you, this boat in the back here, that it's almost like that's the option that you want. And I feel like for some reason, it's almost like you're not seeing it pass you by. And I want to be really clear, it doesn't feel like it's a missed opportunity necessarily. It does feel that if you turned around and looked at it, you would have a better idea of how much longer it would take. But because you're focused on these two garbage options, you know what it feels like? It feels like you've worked your butt off for something. And now you're at a point where it's like you planted an entire orchard of apple trees, and you went out there at harvest time and like none of them had apples, or like just a couple had apples. You know what I mean? It's like it was a lot of work, whatever you put in, and the return was garbage, really. And I feel like you're looking at it like, oh, do I want this one? Do I want that one? I feel to a certain extent that one of these options actually is an option that you've wanted in the past, but because you've evolved, it's like actually that option doesn't really interest you anymore. So where are you headed? Whoop. Cancer singles. Okay. All right, Cancer. I'm just going to grab the light so you can see the cards a little bit better. I apologize that I didn't do this at first. There, that should be a little bit better. So we have the Six of Wands and the Nine of Swords. I feel like, obviously, depending on your situation, I feel like you could be either. I feel like part of you... Okay, hold on for a second. What I'm getting here, actually, is it's almost like something ends up working out better than you thought. And I feel like you kind of end up kicking yourself a little bit for getting as stressed out as you did. It's almost like you might feel a little bit foolish having doubted yourself or doubted your efforts as much as you did. And that's not, the card's not calling you a fool. And of course, neither am I. It's almost like you weren't getting the return on investment, 100%. And so, of course, you're going to be like, what am I doing this for? And then you kind of get what you were looking for. And I feel like there is a message here, Cancer, to enjoy it as much as you can. I feel like, I actually feel like there's nothing really that I could say to make you not be hard on yourself about having been stressed out. So let me say this. I feel here, Cancer, that it's almost like what you were going through, I feel like you know in your heart that it was a rite of passage, that it was kind of like a transformational time for you. That's what you made it into. And I feel like the accolades that you're about to get, it's like they're more than what you were getting here. It does feel like it's still a little bit small compared to the effort that you've put in, but it does feel like it's a lot better than this Two of Pentacles energy over here. Excuse me. I think we're going to pull one for this Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords, please. Don't. Okay. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I am going to invite you to look at, it's like, you might feel like you've missed this opportunity. It might really stress you out. It might make you feel like, oh my gosh, I missed that. I couldn't see it. I can't believe I did that. And I almost want to say, like, don't cry about it. And it's not like, oh, don't cry, you, da, da, da. It's actually like, it's a little bit heartbreaking. Because I feel like you are kind of weeping at the thought of having lost that opportunity. And now it could be someone, it actually feels, excuse me, for a lot of you that it's like, it's not really love. I mean, some of you maybe, right? But I'm feeling more strongly that it's like a career move, or you were choosing courses, or you were choosing, for some of you, it's like you went house hunting and it was, an underwhelming experience. So I'm just going to grab a sip of my coffee here. Excuse me. So with this combination here, I can't stop you from doing this, Cancer, but the message here is to kind of go easy on yourself, because it's almost like whatever that boat was that was passing in the background, I feel like it's almost like you and that boat are actually on the same path, and you will cross paths eventually. But it's like, how could you have missed the opportunity when it was really more, it wasn't within your grasp at that time? And I'm hearing some of you be like, yes, it was, it should have been, it could have been, I could have. Actually, what I'm seeing here is that I actually feel like whatever that was, it may have been too much to take on. And that's not that you're not capable of doing it, but I feel like coming at it from this really disappointed, disillusioned energy, I feel like you may not have, maybe that you wouldn't have, but, or sorry, maybe not so much that you wouldn't have been able to, but you may have really struggled to accommodate whatever that opportunity is, to capitalize on it. And I also feel that it's like, whatever this opportunity is, it's still building itself. And I feel like if that was explored further, it would be one of those like, oh, if it's a person, it would be like, oh, right person, wrong time. Just the wrong time. Neither of us was ready, sort of thing. So what's hidden? We have the Nine of Cups. The Four of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so I'm definitely feeling that there's somebody here that kind of has their eye on you. I'm going to be honest, I feel like they're a bit of an opportunist. I always, like, not always, but a lot of the time this card, the energy on it looks a little bit smarmy, you know what I mean? And I feel like there's somebody here, it's like they may see this other part of you, even if you aren't kind of displaying it outwardly. It's like they see that and they seem to feel like they're going to come in and like, not champion your cause, but it's like they're going to use your sadness to their benefit. Excuse me. I feel like they are sitting here, it's almost like they're pleased as punch that that you're in that energy, because it's like they seem to feel that they have what you need, but it's not a like loving, kind, I want to care for Cancer sort of way. It feels more that it's like, I'm going to get in and then Cancer will owe me. I think we'll go with the big deck. We're going to get one more in that Nine of Cups. Okay. Maybe more than one. Wow. So we have the Ace of Cups, the Lovers, the Two of Wands, and the Six of Swords. So we're just going to move this all over so you guys can see. So what's kind of gross about this situation is I actually feel that this person, it's like they might see an in with somebody that they really want, which is you. And I feel like instead of going when they're like, oh yeah, I can go and take care of this now, it's like they're going to wait and let it get a little bit worse. so that they can kind of come in and be the savior, the champion, the whatever it is that they want to be. And what's a shame for this person is that I actually feel that they do have true feelings for you. I just feel like there's some sort of dysfunctional approach when it comes to relationships with this person. That is like they feel they have to be manipulative. They feel they have to somehow, get an in or, excuse me, or somehow be dishonest or make you think that you need them or whatever. It's like that's how they've gotten what they wanted in the past. And I'm not so sure that that's going to work for you. I'm actually seeing that it's not going to. It's like this person might come in almost like offering you the world and this and that, and I feel like you're like, no. You know what I mean? I actually feel to a certain extent you may not really even acknowledge this person's offer. And what's interesting is that it doesn't feel necessarily that it's a statement on this person. I actually feel like you're in a place where you just kind of want to, excuse me, it just kind of feels like all of this, it feels like whatever this mess is with this person, whatever this problem was back here, it's like you just want to cut it all off and leave it behind. So we're going to pull a card for the next love interest for Cancer Sun. So I'm actually just going to mark the time so that I have the timestamps for you guys. So it's 12. Okay. So the next love interest for Cancer Sun. This was Sun for Cancer. This was Sun in Cancer. Okay. So we have the Seven of Pentacles. I'm definitely feeling that this is somebody that either they are older than you or at least they feel that way. I feel like this is someone that's had a hard life. If I'm being totally honest, I feel like it's somebody that has, it's like they seem to be someone that has, not miserly, but it feels like there's somebody that has had to scrimp and save, and it's like they seem to actually take a lot of pride in their home. And they may seem like on the surface to be like a relatively simple person. Like, that they like the simple pleasures in life sort of thing, but it actually feels like the stamina and the consistency that this person shows. Sorry, I was looking at the card, not the camera. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. Okay, so I feel like this person is somebody that they hide how much they have. It's almost like they might dress a certain way, act a certain way, buy a certain type of house so people don't know how much they have. I feel like this person is someone that's really underrated and they don't fight that. I feel like they use it to their advantage. I also feel that because people think this person doesn't have a whole lot, that when they're generous, they seem really generous. You know what I mean? So we're going to pull one card for Cancer Sun. Okay. Oh, okay. So what's interesting, actually, is this person may seem like a caretaker, like that very, almost like a maternal, someone that's gonna, I'm hearing like they bake pies or whatever. And now that's, obviously isn't gonna resonate for everybody. But it just feels like this person is one of those people that they take really good care of the people around them. They make sure that the people around them are comfortable and that they've eaten and those sorts of things. And I feel like you may actually be a bit defensive towards this person. I do feel, especially with the World card here, that you may realize quicker than, if you do choose to get into a relationship with this person, because of course that's up to you. I do feel here that it seems like it's somebody that you wouldn't normally date, but it's almost like because you're having this new beginning in your life and you're choosing to kind of cut a lot of this stuff out, I actually feel that that it may be the type of relationship that you're really excited about, but it feels like you know that the type of relationship that you're going to have with this person is very, very different. So, for example, let's say in the past you have always dated extroverts, people who are really strong with strong extroversion, right? Well, here it's like this person might be an extrovert sometimes, but most of the time it's like, they're working on their farm, in the orchard, in the garden, whatever. It's like this person has the capability to be an extrovert if they need to, but they prefer to take care of it's almost like this seems to be somebody that's happy when they're alone. And it's almost like if people stick around too long, not in a relationship too long, but like let's say this person has some friends over for dinner. It's like if those people stick around too long, they start to get a little bit like, I feel like they get annoyed that people don't use coasters. So, for Cancer Moon, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So, this is probably not what you're going to want to hear, but I actually feel like this is a bit of a mystery. So, the Wheel of Fortune usually talks about kind of karma coming, or that wheel turning in your favor. However, the wheel turns the way that you've set it up to turn, right? And I actually feel like there does seem to be, I'm sorry to say this, I feel like there's a bit of a delay. And I feel like the reason that delay is there is actually, I feel like, you can get mad at me if you want, but that your self-love needs like a boost is really what I'm seeing. I actually feel that that's kind of, excuse me, I feel that that's what this person might see. I feel that they are interested in you, but they may come in when you're closer to this kind of energy, or when you're in that energy, and I feel like they look at it like, just kind of feeling like you're not ready. I'm just going to ask what you can expect from this person, because that's... If that was the message I was hearing, I would be a bit annoyed with that. Like, well, then why? You know what I mean? Five of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. So we have the Eight of Wands at the bottom, and then we have the Page of Swords and the Five of Cups. Okay, so what I'm actually seeing here is I feel like this is the kind of person that whatever they've gone through, when they see other people going through hard times, I actually feel like they may assume that other people are using the same coping mechanisms or the same, thought patterns as them. It's like they seem to want to assign that sort of stuff to the world around them, right? So it's like if they just went through, a particular type of thing, it's like you're upset, and I feel like they start seeing signs that you're upset for the same reason they were upset. If that makes sense. For me as a reader, the Page of Swords usually talks about the cold hard truth, and the Five of Cups is that kind of regret. Excuse me. So I feel like this person, it's almost like they're trying to reason with themselves to not come towards you. And doesn't actually feel that it's because they're afraid to do that. I feel like for some of you it could be that they're just getting back in the dating game, but I'm not feeling that really strongly. What I'm seeing much more clearly is actually it's like this person seems to oscillate between being really, how do I say this? Being really logical, very rational, but it's almost like because their logic and their rationing, I don't know what you would say there, rationalization, there we go. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I feel like it's almost like their logic isn't actually based on logic, it's based on how they feel. You know what I mean? So I do feel like I'm sorry to say this because I know it's probably annoying, but I don't really see this person making a decision just yet. It's almost like they see in you the pain that they had, I feel like to a certain extent it's a bit of projection. I hope that's the right word. But it's just like they're seeing their own pain in you. And I feel like they're looking at the world through this, it's almost like it's a skewed lens or a cloudy glass, because they're looking at it, it's like they're looking more at themselves than they are at other people. And I feel like they seem to be looking to heal things in other people. But I feel like what they're looking to heal is what they need to heal within themselves. And I feel like they're trying to oscillate back and forth between like looking at the situation like, oh, you know what, Cancer just isn't ready for me. That's the cold hard truth. But then on the other hand, it's like this actually, strangely enough, this is actually the rational part of them. Because I feel like they know darn well that if they don't do something, they will regret it. I feel like they will definitely regret this down the road. It's a very peculiar energy, because this is the logical part of them. This is the one that, or the part of them that knows actually what this person wants. Excuse me, I'm just gonna get a drink of water. Okay. So I feel like this person, I don't really see them making a move anytime soon. I actually feel like if you if you kind of move towards them or even walk towards them to talk to them, it's like they would want to keep the conversation very surface level. They might be a little bit awkward. It's just like, if there's someone that's very intuitive, let's say, and you are too, but you're used to your intuition, whereas let's say, for example, this person is not. So it's like when they're around other people that are intuitive, I feel like they get a little bit intimidated, because it's like this person feels like they're the one that's reading people all the time. And I feel like around you, it's almost like it's the first time that someone else has been able to read them. And what's interesting is that maybe they do get a good read on people, but I feel like when they start to assign certain things instead of allowing the information to come, I feel like that's where the wires get crossed with this one. So, sorry, I'm just going to record the timestamp here. 1 second, guys. Oh, looks like I forgot to do it for Aquarius, sorry, Cancer moon, my apologies. Okay, so for those of you with your Cancer rising, 8 of Wands again at the bottom of the deck. So you have the 4 of Wands with the Chariot hidden. So the Chariot is, of course, your card, right? Excuse me. So, I feel like this is somebody that is very attracted to you. I feel like they actually might be someone that is further along in their career, where they seem to, it's like maybe they have more money than you or something, but whatever it is, this person, they definitely have it going on, but I feel like they are a lot defensive. You know what I mean? It's like this person, I actually feel like they have a much more solid footing in life financially than they see. I feel like this is somebody that has built themselves up before, and someone pulled the rug out from underneath them. And I feel like in that, that they actually, excuse me, it's almost the energy of somebody that realizes that what they have can be gone in a second. So I feel like what they're looking for is true love, a real love. You know what I mean? It's like somebody that will be there through thick and thin, because I feel like this person has been through both thick and thin. They seem to feel, it's almost like they kind of can't take their eyes off you, but they're trying to ignore that. You know what I mean? It's like you might be able to feel someone looking at you, and then you look up in their direction, and it's like they immediately look away. So you might not really even know that it's them. Excuse me. I feel like this person is pretty good about covering that sort of thing. And I do feel to a certain extent that they're just going to kind of observe you for a while. I feel like this is the kind of person that like they scope out the people that they want to be with for some time. I feel like this is somebody that doesn't really trust anybody else's opinion. So for example, if let's say the two of you have mutual friends, and those mutual friends are like, oh, don't worry, Cancer's a good one, right? I feel like this person would be like, no, I don't know that. And, like they just don't really seem to put a whole lot of stock in other people's opinions. I feel like they make decisions for themselves. I do feel that that's made their lives a lot harder in certain respects, because I feel like I almost want to say they may have been further along if they had been more willing to trust people. But I feel like the reason they built what they built the way they built it is because it was built by them. So it's almost like, how could someone, it would be harder for someone to take it from them if they had no hand in building it. You know what I mean? It's almost like if somebody, let's say for example, this person was running a zoo, but they were the only person that knew how to run it, that knew the programs and the systems and the locks and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, so they've kind of, to the best of their ability, have made themselves indispensable where they are. And I feel like they are looking for love. It does feel like this person will scope you up for a while. You may feel this kind of energetic stuff in the background, but until this person feels like you would be, the right kind of mate, they're not coming in. It does seem to have a bit of a persistent energy to it. It's like once this person decides that they want to pursue you, that this would really work out, it almost feels like they might half fall in love with you before they make a move. You know what I mean? It's like this is somebody that needs to see really endearing, very sweethearted, parts of you. And I mean, you're Cancers, so hello, right? Sorry. You guys are really sweet. I mean, I know that's anecdotal and I'm stereotyping you, but am I wrong? Sorry. I'm getting a little sassy. So I feel like this person, it's almost like you seem a little too good to be true, so they might sit there and observe you for a little bit longer because it's like, Cancer seems a little too nice. You know what I mean? It's like they're looking at you like, you know what, they seem like a really good person. There's got to be something wrong. It's like they kind of give you that weird look, like they're waiting for the other part of you to come out. And I actually feel that that's a part of you that you share with very few people, if you ever have. So I feel like the feeling like you might be too good to be true is actually what's holding this person back. It's like they know that doesn't exist, you know what I mean? That like, that nothing is quite what it seems. And I feel like they actually, like if the two of you were to end up pursuing a relationship, I feel like they might be, it's almost like if you are a little bit closed off to them or you don't want to share certain parts of yourself with them, I mean, obviously they would respect that, but it's almost like it would seem a bit peculiar. It would actually seem to confirm more with them that you are a good match because it's like they don't want somebody that just airs all their dirty laundry and talks to everybody about everything. I do kind of feel that the more this person gets to know you, the more they like you. It's almost that energy of like, even if you weren't interested in dating this person, I feel like they would want to be friends with you because they want people like you in their life. So we're going to move on to those of you that have a Venus in Cancer, and I'm just going to timestamp there we go. Okay. So, for those of you with a Venus in Cancer, Venus. Okay, so we might pull another card because I'm feeling that this is kind of a past energy that needs to GTFO. Okay. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm trying to get some water here and I'm knocking things over. 1 second, please. Excuse me. So, with this Five of Wands reversed, I feel like there's somebody here that wants to kind of re-enter. But I feel to a certain extent, it's like this person wants to come in the back door. You know what I mean? It's like, it feels like they want to, you know what? Okay. I'm not going to pass judgment on this person, but the energy I'm picking up on, I don't really like it. I feel like this is the kind of person that would make you feel, or at least would try to make you feel stupid or childish or, like, oh, you're too emotional, you're too this, you're too that. Like, listen, biznatch, if you don't like somebody that's in touch with their emotions, don't go for a water sign. Hello? But I feel like this person, it's almost like they felt that you should have been easier to control. We're definitely going to pull another card for actually new love because this is the past. So, I feel like this person wants to come in. It's almost like they feel they could have done a better job. And what is really crappy here is that I feel like, listen, they do have genuine feelings for you here. That's pretty clear. But I feel like their approach, it's like they just are throwing one toxic cup of water at you after another. You know what I mean? I feel like this person, some of the things that they did, I feel like you handled yourself really well. Excuse me. But that the way they conducted themselves was very hurtful. I feel like there's somebody, it's like they get their, panties in a wad when talking about you being, emotional. And I actually feel like they were, it's like, who are they? Because I'm not trying to pass judgment on this person, okay? We all have our own, luggage that we're dragging around. I feel like this person, it's almost like they thought this should have been easier, so they thought they could kind of manipulate you into, sitting tight, waiting for them, almost kind of like just, they felt they could get you to do what they wanted you to do. And it did not work out for them like that, and it's almost like it's embarrassing to them that they weren't able to control you. And I really want to flip them off right now because, like, who are you? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is the kind of person that it's like, they may be top dog in some aspects of their life. Excuse me. But it's that energy of, it's like, it's the kind of alpha, and like, I'm not saying that we all want an alpha, right? But it's like, it's the kind of alpha that isn't an alpha because they have to say that they are, right? It's like somebody that wants to be the boss, they want to be the leader, they want people to look at them like they're an honorable person, but they're not doing the things that would present them as an honorable person. And I actually feel to a certain extent that this may be specific, but I feel like you all may not know how deep the betrayal, how deep the BS with this person goes. I'm hearing that, like, this is the kind of person I feel like they would. It's like if they weren't able to convince someone that, cancer is this or cancer is that or a certain type of situation is a certain way, it's like I feel like they're not above sending screenshots of your stuff. And, that it doesn't feel like it's necessarily pictures or anything, but and that's not to say that you've sent them or you haven't. It feels more that it's like text messages, but they're going to cherry pick, you know what I mean? And it's like they're not going to include all the shiz that they dumped on you before you said whatever you said. You know what I mean? And it feels like even the people that they're messaging, it's like if you said something that was really out of character, people know that this person is full of it. You know what it feels like? And now, of course, this may not be, the situation for everybody, but it's the energetics of it. It's like maybe everybody looked at this person as being an honorable kind of person until they got involved with you and you exposed all their lies, all their BS, right? Because they tried to convince everybody that you were this or you were that, when everyone's looking at them like, dude, all you have to do is spend like half an hour with cancer and you'll know that this person is wrong. It's almost like they play games for the fun of it. So I think we're going to pull one more card on that person and then we'll go to the actually new love. Oh, they have got some freaking nerve, eh? With the Two of Cups. I almost want to say, like, what the heck is this? I feel like this person wants to come in and have you cater to them. They want you to, if you're somebody that, for example, this person wants the love that you have to offer, but they don't want to do anything to have it. It's like they don't want a partner, they want a servant. And I feel like because you may not know just how crappy this person was to you, you may, I'm feeling for a lot of you, you may not. You might have been more focused on what was going over here, but again, that could be specific. Anyway, I feel like they don't really want you. It's like they're telling themselves that they do and that they can do, they're just going to do what they need to get you. But I actually feel that what they want is what you'll do for them. And that's why it wasn't reciprocal, because it wasn't about you and them. It was about them getting their needs met. So actually, you love for Venus and Cancer. Excuse me. So we have the Eight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, and then we have the Six of Pentacles here. So I'm definitely feeling that this is someone that is a lot more focused on their money than anything. I do feel, I'm going to be honest with you, I feel like it's somebody that's actually exceedingly fair. However, it's one of those things where it's like, they're fair down to the penny. You know what I mean? It's like, remember if you had siblings and you had to like share a pop or something, it's like you put the glasses side by side and you pour a little bit in each glass until they were both even, right? It's like this person wouldn't just do that. It's like they put it on a kitchen scale. You know what I mean? Or like find some sort of, way to measure every minute ounce or every small, like the smallest amount that you can, to make sure that things were perfectly even. And I feel like actually to a certain extent they may have a hyper focus on that. I do feel that this person is generous, but it's like they're generous but they don't give handouts, if that makes sense. It's almost like, for example, if somebody is, has lost their job recently, it's like this person either will give them a job or help them find a job, but they're not going to give them the money. You know what I mean? So it's like this person is, I feel like they're well connected. So it's like there's somebody that is a very strong ally, but I feel like they do not put up with anyone's BS. You know what I mean? It's like at the slightest inkling of somebody making excuses or somebody trying to, pull the wool over their eyes, it's like this person has a razor sharp tongue. You know what I mean? It's like they seem to be maybe a little distant, but, generally speaking, I want to say like a regular person. I'm not saying normal because, what's normal, right? But they may seem like the average bear. Unless either one, somebody comes to them and asks them for help, and that person is willing to do what needs to be done to help themselves. Or if somebody comes in and is like, well, Six of Pentacles person, you have all of what you have, why can't you just give me some of that? It's like that's when you're going to see this person's eyes narrow. You know what I mean? It's like the venom coming out of this person when people come to them for handouts is it's almost like if anyone was to go up to this person looking for a handout and somebody else knew about it, it's like they would warn them, be like, no, don't do that. You do not want to do that. And if the person was like, no, it's fine, they'd be like, no, it's not fine. I actually feel to a certain extent that when that kind of thing happens and somebody asks for a handout, excuse me, I feel like it makes this person so angry that it has it can ruin their mood. That's how passionately they feel about that. So, I'm just deciding which deck to use here. Yeah. I'm just going to get a clarifier here. So we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Wands reversed. So what's interesting is that I feel like this connection, it's like grass could grow a little fast. Like grass is growing faster than this connection is going to move. And I'm sorry to say that. I'm trying to get the glare off here. I know that probably is frustrating if this is somebody that you wanted to pursue or you wanted to have something with. I actually feel that it's like this person may notice you and kind of have feelings for you, but they're so focused on their stability that I feel like they do seem to feel like they're working on some sort of really important project that is taking all of their attention. And I feel like this is the kind of person, they're really, really focused on work. And what's interesting is it's like, you know, when if you're in a relationship and one person in a relationship kind of starts to pull away, sometimes it can be that there's another person involved, right? With this person, it would only ever be work. You know what I mean? I feel like to a certain extent, this person sees relationships as, I hope this is the right word, superfluous, right? It's like they see them as like 9 out of 10 relationships that they have. They kind of see, it's like on the one hand, they see them as a waste of time. On the other hand, they see them as beneficial because they're networking. But like the deep, intimate relationships, I feel like this person really struggles to allow their guard down that much. So it's like this person, if they have a problem at work, they're going to go solve that problem. It's like that is their absolute number one priority. And I feel to a certain extent that it's almost like that may have been drilled into them when they were younger. It's like military level discipline kind of thing. So I think I'll leave it there, Cancer. If you've made it this far, thank you for listening to my voice this whole time. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. I'm so grateful that I, even have a channel. So thank you all for that. If you would like a private reading with me, my email's below in the description box. If you're new here, I upload on Sundays and Wednesdays. There will be a bonus read next week for Valentine's Day, so please keep an eye out for that if you'd like to. And we'll see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.